What is going on, my peeps? Your man Versatile is back with another video, back here to finally give my final thoughts and review on the Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 5G. Yes, it's been a while since I've been able to talk about this beautiful device, and that's simply because it seamlessly flipped into my life with no problems. But I think that's a good thing. Before we get to the video, make sure you guys, if you haven't already, ignite the like button on this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so that way YouTube informs you when I drop videos. Yes, YouTube won't let you know a thing unless you hit that notification bell. So go ahead and do that right there so that way we can sit back, chillax, and see what's cracking. Now, let's get into the review. So as I said, the Galaxy Z Flip, I almost forgot I had a new phone. That's how seamless this kind of worked right into my usage. And I think that's a good thing. And the reason why is because the way the device has been branded, it's been branded to be such a, if not fashion statement, such a ooh-wah thing, that it may scare people into actually considering investing in such a device. And that's simply because of its ability to be able to flip. And it's because people may actually be threatened or scared of what will happen to the hinge or the delicacy of flipping the phone open and closed. And I'm here to dispel that because I took the inner screen protector off and I have not had any issues since. Samsung has built this phone to be very durable, yet sleek and elegant. And that speaks to Samsung's craft in terms of hardware, of course, and how much more so they paid attention to software, but we'll get into that in a second. The hardware, the outer shell, is magnificent. It's got this glossy flat glass on the front and back, so that way it hides fingerprints and still provides a beautiful, beautiful look. The other thing that I like about the Galaxy Z Flip is that it's easy to use, and that's a good thing. We want to make sure that the devices that we buy or products that we buy fit into our life with no problems, as opposed to providing problems, because that's not the purpose for buying them. We buy these to alleviate or to ease, make things better for us. And I think the Galaxy Z Flip provides that. The very flagship feature in this ability to flip open and closed actually benefits the phone and you to prevent FOMO. And what do I mean by that? We pick up our phones so often these days because we want to make sure we're staying up to date on something in regards to social media, current events, pop culture. And it's easy to just pick up a slab, open it up, and start playing with it. But the beauty of the Flip is that although you like flipping it open and closed, you also will start more or less running into, you don't feel like flipping it open just to check Instagram. You don't feel like flipping it open just to check Twitter. You don't feel like opening it just to check Google News or a news source to see if there's any information. You really only flip it open and close for phone calls and text messages, and if you have to do something in regards to social media. And I think that's a powerful, understated tool or benefit, effect of the Flip. And I think you'll probably get that with the Z Fold as well, having to flip it open and close, although you can actually access much of the phone on the outer display. And I think that's one of the concerns I have with this phone that I hope that Samsung addresses with the second gen Z Flip 2, the outer display. You get this really small and frosted covered display here that you can use to take pictures. I wouldn't advise it because it's hard to frame yourself with this little itty bitty viewfinder. But then also the scrolling text, it doesn't often finish the sentence or the text that you're looking at for your notifications before going back to sleep. So that's one thing that I do hope that they address in terms of the outer hardware, the clamshell that this Z Flip is. Another thing that I have concerns about that I hope that they update is the cameras on the Z Flip. The cameras are outdated. They are from the Galaxy S10 and they show themselves when taking pictures and doing video. I recently dropped a video that was the behind the scenes for how I shot my Sony Vlog Challenge video, and I used the Z Flip to capture a lot of that footage, and I ran into very bad quality video as a result. Now, how can you alleviate that? shooting at 1080p 30 or 1080p 60, 4K 30, 4K 60, but make sure you do not pick the resolution to be 22:9, and make sure you pretty much stick in that 16:9 frame, and then you turn off steady shot. If you do that, then the video will actually come out a lot clearer, but look at all the sacrifices you have to make to get good video from the Z Flip camera. So I hope that the 2nd gen Z Flip 2 has the more updated, if not S20, S30, S21, whatever they call the next S line, the 2021 S line cameras. Please provide that for the Z Flip, and you'll have a better sharing experience with the Z Flip. One of the things I also like in regards to the Z Flip is the power button. It has or houses the fingerprint sensor because, you know, you have to open it. It does still have face unlock, but the power button really works well, and I like that it's in a comfortable position both when it's closed and when it's open. No problems with the fingerprint sensor, and you can access Bixby via the power button with it closed. Just press and hold, talk to Bixby. And for me, one of the biggest, I guess, benefits you could say of that is being able to use Bixby routines, because it's built right into Bixby. So all I gotta do is boom, and if I utter words, she'll speak, and you can see it highlighted right there, and then she starts talking to you too. So in terms of the outer shell and being able to carry it, it's so good. It's so good. And that's the other thing about it fitting seamlessly into my life, is that for me, I like smaller phones. That's why I went for the Galaxy S20, because of the 6.2 inch. But some of you guys might now be wondering, well, how does this phone fit into your life, being that it has a 6.7 inch 1080p display? That's because, again, it flips closed. It is literally this big now. And it's much better in terms of the pocket, and it's much more seamless when using it. It doesn't fall out as often either. And so that's one of the things that I appreciate about this new form factor, or should I say, future-proofing the past form factor in flip technology. Now, what else do I actually like about this is the software. Just as I said, Samsung is almost the king of hardware when it comes to mobile devices. The software is just as good. We know that Samsung has continuously improved One UI to make things more accessible no matter the size of the phone, but also they dumbed it down. They stripped a lot of unnecessary stuff out, and it runs so much more smoother and cleaner. And that's what I appreciate about Samsung's hardware, which is why, again, I can recommend Bixby routines. Not necessarily using Bixby all the way, but Bixby routines and Bixby can virtually be the same, because Bixby's purpose is not like Google Assistant's purpose. Bixby allows you to work functions of the smartphone more so than trying to find information elsewhere. Now, Bixby can still do some of that, but Bixby is to maintain the phone, and Bixby works well on the Z Flip 5G. The other aspects of the software works well with the hinge, as we know that there are some apps, most of Samsung's apps, but then YouTube especially, works with flex mode, where, and the camera, of course, will display for the top, and then you can access everything on the bottom half of the display. And I have not ran into any issues using that stuff with the Z Flip 5G. And all of that culminates into a pleasurable experience throughout the day, meaning software and the hardware does not interfere with battery life. Battery life is solid on this. As I was showing before, when I first got the phone, I was getting 7-8 hours of battery life, or I could have gotten that before putting it on the charger. And now I still maintain 6 or 7+ hours of battery life. But the more important thing about battery, the more important aspect about battery is, will your phone last most of the day? So upon waking up, my phone is ready to go, and by the time I'm ready to go to sleep, I still have battery left. Now, I personally try to charge a phone once it reaches 15%. I'll try to actually put it back on a charger. Since COVID has ruined going outside often, I'm always in home, so I don't actually, sometimes I just let the phone run all the way through the day, and I won't charge it until the next day. So like in the morning, you know, or should I say around 12 o'clock, you know, when I wake up, I will then put this phone on the charger takes about an hour and a half. It does do good charging with Samsung's wireless stand that charges like 18 watts, but it's fast. It's fast wireless charging, charges as fast as well, and it just provides a great experience throughout the day. So I can recommend battery life on the 5G model to be very good. And for your usage, maybe you won't get 6 to 7 hours of screen on time, or maybe you'll get 4 to 5, and your phone should still last you at least 12 hours of the day, meaning a good portion of the day that you'll need your phone. And I think that's what we should be looking at when it comes to our smartphones. It's not so much the screen on time as it is, will your phone last and be there when you need it? That's what battery life should be defined by. And to cap off the software and battery experience, this phone pairs very well with Samsung's other mobile products, such as the Galaxy Watch, the Gear S3, the Galaxy Watch 3, their tablets, via the text message call continuity feature that seems like only T-Mobile supports. It works seamlessly with this phone as well. So the cohesive ecosystem that Samsung has been building is paying off, even with their more luxurious flagship devices in the Galaxy Z Flip 5G. So can I recommend this product? I mean, yes, only if you're willing to pay the money. This costs $1,400. Now, recently, I think the price has been falling a little bit. Prime Day was not that long ago, and now that we're approaching the holiday season, you'll find this phone have discounts, especially on Amazon. Of course, links will be in the description, but you can find, if not this beautiful frosty Galaxy Z Flip 5G at a discounted price, maybe around $1,200. You'll find the glossy, glorious version of the Z Flip with no frosty cover, probably around $1,000. And if you can get it below its retail price, I think you'll be very satisfied with your pick. The Z Flip will flip into your life with no problems. And you'll enjoy it. You'll get obsessed flipping it open and close. The clasp feels and sounds so good, and you won't have any issues with the Z Flip. So that is my review of the Z Flip. Sorry again, it took me some time, but that's just because I was enjoying the phone and making sure that how I felt about it maintained, and it did. This phone is solid. If you guys haven't already, make sure you guys ignite the like button on this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell so that way YouTube informs you when I drop videos, so that way we can sit back, chillax, and see what's cracking. Your boy Versatile is signing out, and until the next video, wait for it.